I should have put that on earlier. We are starting. Welcome in, you guys. Welcome to the Shadow Experience. I am your host tonight, Draco Stay High. And joining me today are these lovely, lovely candidates of beautiful people Grimm's Hellhound, Ray Renee, and Lady Stay High. Today we are going to be talking about dreams. As we know, the Shadow Experience is all about that experience. Bumps in the nights, creepsy Carlies. So go ahead and turn down your lights and let's get ready to enjoy a great show. Thank you guys for being in here with us today. So, um, who wants to start on some good dreams? I know Ray Renee had some good explanation of dreams over there on the Twitter. Yeah, the Twitter page. So you guys please check out the Twitter page also. We're amazing.
Click the link tree in the bio.
I
Yeah.
also have that
Follow
poll,
all of us.
so I can go over that.
Hmm.
So Ray, you want to start?
Go ahead, take us away.
Okay, so I'm sorry, it's gonna be really bright for this one tab. Um,
When you get started in
I
dark mode,
wasn't fully prepared. Not gonna lie. I scroll was the right part. Nope. Okay. So I don't have my explanation of dreams, because they're dreams. Nobody can fully explain them. But I do have a variety of common dreams that people typically have. I guess there's 101 on this website.
Holy
So be prepared, guys. Has anybody had any dreams related to water?
I
I
dream
just
about
told you
water.
about one of them.
Yeah, we talked about yours. Okay, so this says, water related dreams can mean you feel overwhelmed or unsupported by your loved ones. Interesting, because Grims, we talked about that. A dream about water can mean various things, but mainly it symbolizes being either trapped or free. The meaning depends on what you link with water in your day-to-day life. If it's a large amount of water, it can mean that you have deep emotions or strong emotional reaction to something happening in your life right now. So that's the first one. The second one is about vehicles.
Vehicles?
Yeah. So it says, to dream about a vehicle tends to mean nothing in particular. However, if you dream about something like a car crash or an accident, it means you have low confidence. That's so weird.
Whoa.
That people, like, take the idea of a dream and they're like, this is what it means. And it's like completely left field. We have being trapped somewhere, teeth falling out. I have never had a dream about my teeth falling out, but I have heard people have dreams about that. So that means the teeth falling out dream, or should I say nightmare, is a very common dream that people have. Turns out this dream is very common because when you're young and we lose our teeth for the first time, we're scared. It's no surprise that the brain links this first experience of fear and trauma to other things in life that make you feel scared or uneasy. So that's why when you dream about your teeth falling out as an adult, it just means you're scared or worry about the changes going on in your life. Okay.
That is interesting. That's very interesting.
And then there's babies or having children, animals, being chased by something. Oh, it's the fucking Hat Man picture. I scrolled down, it's the Hat Man.
It's your homie.
He came here to
So,
give you some dread.
I want you guys to see. That's terrifying. I don't like that picture. In the dream, of course, running or pushing your leg muscles to run faster does nothing but slow you down like you're trying to fly. Now, this is an interesting one because it could just be that you've seen too many horror movies or you're scared of something chasing you. Chasing's a very common in horror films and you might just be reliving it. It can also, however, mean that you're worried about an issue that you've not resolved. Let's say you're leaving work and you know you need to do something for next week. To dream about being chased is like your brain saying, come on, pay attention to this issue. Okay. If people dream about crosses, there's an explanation to that. Clothing, food. Okay. Demons and monsters.
Oh,
Dreaming
yeah.
about a monster or a demon is only the result of having seen one too many horror films. It can also be linked to what we consider demons to mean. We think demons are evil and bad, so to dream about them might mean we're anxious or feeling negative about something that's going on in our life. Okay. So that's a little, explanation of maybe some dreams that people are having.
That's interesting.
I have two other things, but I'm gonna hold off on them and let you guys kind of talk a little more about what you have.
I want to talk about the dreaming about water. That's interesting that you said that. I dream about water quite often, and like when I first used to dream about water, because I have a big strict fear of drowning. Like, don't mind swimming and stuff, but I mean, hell, the idea of suffocating and drowning just puts me at paranoid stage. So for me to dream about like swimming in an ocean, sometimes it gets weird. And I'll never forget one vivid dream. I was like on an island in a boat, and like I was scared to jump in the water, but when I did jump into the water, and like even though the waves were crashing, I could swim, and thankfully I felt like I could breathe, and I started swimming like deep, deep, and just going through islands and traveling, and I had friends and stuff with me, and that's why when you commented about it, like it depends on how you feel. I felt
Mhm.
free. I felt real free, even though I was scared. When I got into the water, I felt free as could be. Like I felt like if I was in air, which was
Okay.
odd. So,
Which is you brought up two things for a reoccurring dream that I've had this past week. I've had four times this week, and
holy
Ray
shit.
Yumi was just talking about the a reoccurring dream that I've had, and that's what I'm going to be covering later on. Was me flying in a car, Harry Potter style, flying in a car over a body of water,
Oh wow.
which I was looking into what the flying car would mean, and it means that you have the tools to get over a situation, and your subconscious is trying to tell you, hey, you have the tools to get over a situation that you're dealing
Nice.
Mhm.
Holy cow.
with. So, yeah, dreams is a very subconscious way of trying to get a hold of you. It's your subconscious saying, hey, this is what's going on. This is what we need to work on, which is very crazy that our brains can do that.
Like tap you in your sleep, like,
Right.
hey buddy, pay attention, pay attention.
Yeah,
No wonder I'm
and
a
then
vivid dreamer.
reoccurring dreams can go from good to extremely bad in a heartbeat.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's just you said two of the things that I had just told you about today. First time talking about it to anyone, because
And they were the first two things on the list too.
yeah, yeah, just so I guess I have to take into mind about the whole what the water means, flying
Mm.
over a body of water, and the whole subconscious of me flying a car saying that I have the tools to get over it. Which I think the tools for me to get over it is the people that I surround myself with.
Oh, okay. Yes, this is true. We love you too, Grim, very
Yeah,
much.
yes, I'm calling you guys tools.
Hell yeah, I'm a tool. You damn right. Have you seen these hands, man?
Yes.
But lady, you got anything?
I do actually. There's a couple things because like my top three was dreams about falling, dreams about running around naked, and dreams about being chased and losing teeth. Um, the falling one, I know a lot of people say like when you're falling in a dream and you hit the ground, you're supposed to die in real life. It's completely false. But
I
according
feel
to like,
trapped.
have you landed before?
I have.
I fully landed.
I've fully
Me
landed.
too. It wakes me up out of my dream, but I've never died. I'm here. Um,
Hello.
hi.
Well, well, I wished sometimes, but it never worked.
Stop it.
Well,
Continue.
according to some people, following dreams are a sign that something in your life is going well, and it might suggest that you need to rethink choices or reconsider a new direction in some area of your. It's very common, and it's just basically telling you you're fearing something in your life, and that's why you're just kind of falling. So it's kind of a sign to let yourself go more, enjoy life, stop like really entertaining that fear.
Mm,
So I thought that was interesting.
that is very interesting.
Yeah.
Okay.
Hmm.
Totally not what I thought it meant. Totally not. Like, so not.
Yeah. Um.
So
Go ahead.
uh, I do want to cover one thing though, real quick about the reoccurring dreams.
Mm,
Is I did a little bit of study and a little bit of research for what the numbers are for reoccurring dreams. It says between 60 and 75% of adults experience reoccurring dreams that can be pleasant, but 77% of the reoccurring dreams are always negative.
that's
Recurring
crazy.
dreams have also been linked to lower psychological health and conditions like PTSD,
Oh yeah.
those with generalized anxiety disorders, and frequently have bad dreams. Though dreams may vary in content from falling, tends to signify a loss of control.
Mm,
Also indicates fear, terror, anxiety that comes from losing grip over a significant other. So you was just talking about falling.
Hmm.
Did this stream just crash? No, I
No.
think my web
No,
page
I'm good.
my web page froze.
we know that
Uh,
on my streaming side, I am known for crashing. So
Mm.
we'll keep an eye
no,
out.
it's just my browser source crashed.
Okay.
But flying in a plane or another vehicle indicates that you have the tools available to overcome your immediate problems and may be interpreted as an unconscious need to take the risk with challenging the situation, which is what I was talking about earlier.
Yeah, you said we're gonna jump in your car and go fly. I'm down.
Yep,
Let's do this.
we're going
Like
to
Harry Potter.
Do this.
we're going on a trip in our favorite rocket ship. There's all sorts of reoccurring dreams that they listed. You got flying, car crashes, looking for a toilet, being overwhelmed by house maintenance, not being able to speak, losing teeth, being attacked, public
uh,
nakedness, returning to school, being
Mm.
unprepared for school or work, being chased. Draco, this one's for you.
yeah.
Finding new rooms in a home or a familiar building,
Mm-hmm.
and that was the last one actually. But over 53% of people that experience reoccurring dreams about falling, while only 15.5% experience dreams about losing teeth.
Hmm.
That's
Dreaming
crazy.
about being chased generally means that you're being told by your unconsciousness that you're avoiding an issue or a person.
Mm-hmm. That
Okay.
sounds about right. Because you don't want to turn around and face it. Stop running.
Which makes a lot of sense as to why I was having so many of those dreams myself.
Hmm.
That's pretty interesting. Um, back to that, what you said about opening up rooms. Oh, lady, did you want to finish? I know you had something.
Yeah, I mean, I just have like basic like ideologies of what they might be interpreted. I mean, not like actual facts, but yeah.
Oh, that's
The one I
okay.
would have talked about was dreams about losing teeth because I've had it a couple times, and I know you put the statistics out of like 55%. You said.
15.5.
Oh wow, that's
15.5. Very, very far few between.
yeah, that's crazy. Basically, what I found is it might mean that you're worried about your attractiveness or your appearance, for instance.
Mm,
It may also indicate that you are concerned about your ability to communicate and that you are concerned that you might have said something embarrassing. And me, on on that note, having those dreams that make sense because it is hard for me to communicate, especially when it's about my emotions and then I get insecure about things I've said. Maybe I said the wrong thing, blah blah blah. So it kind of makes sense to me.
Yeah, that does fit. I get self-conscious a lot about what I say and what I talk about. So, I mean, having that one would be that's like definite, you know, like teeth falling out, like oh I said the wrong thing and just or chipped teeth. Ugh. We talk about chipped teeth that hurt.
Also, like about the chasing stuff, there are like different meanings on what you're being chased by. For instance, I found like three different things, like an animal, you might be hiding from your own anger, passions, and other feelings. If you're being chased by an unknown chaser, it means that your pursuer is mysterious, unknown figure. It might represent a childhood experience or past trauma. And then if it's a member of the opposite sex, it means that you're afraid of love or haunted by the past of your relationship.
Okay.
That's
Hmm.
creepy.
I thought that was kind of cool.
Imagine that having a dream. Come be with me. No.
Hmm.
Run. Run. That's interesting. I've had the apartment dream. I just actually looked it up. There's so many different things, but it does make sense that dreaming about apartment is kind of about your state of mind, which is pretty awesome, you know. And I always dreamed about going from room to room or house to house, like Grim said, you know, mini rooms, mini doors and stuff. And generally, my dreams about apartments were always dark, so I'm just gonna stick with the dark one. The dark apartment talks about your state of mind and how you feel. This dream talks about a sad or static scenario. You might feel helpless as if everything was wrong in your life. You have to stay focused and not give up. Eventually things will get better and you'll feel better about your mental condition. At the time that I had this dream, um, I had just got shot. So I just came out of surgery, of course, and I was laying down, and the way my couch was set up, of course, I was doing unfavorable things that we won't discuss on this podcast. But I was laying there and I fell asleep, and that's when I had a dream about. It was a nightmare. It was literally a nightmare because my heart wouldn't stop beating really bad. So I was walking down in between rooms and of everybody, and then the hallway as well. So for this to say like I felt uneasy or I wasn't in the right place, yeah, I was really in a dark place. So that one to me makes a lot of sense. Not gonna say it nailed it because as we just discussed, like dreams could be interpreted so many different ways. But I think I'm gonna go with that one. I think that one, you know, the feeling of helplessness. Trust me, I felt helpless. You know, I could barely move most days. So it's interesting, and I'm glad that we're having this topic in conversation about dreams because dreams can be interpreted so many different ways, and most of the time it's about how you feel or what you're connected to. And hopefully, this
Right.
shadow experience gives this to everybody out there who's also having dreams and wondering, like, hey, you know, does this mean this way or does that? I would add a little bit of feeling and then a little bit of information with that, and hopefully that'll give you your answers or the things that you need to possibly, like Grim said, move forward because it's your consciousness telling you something. So it's always nice to pay attention and hell, join us and have conversations about this. So who's up next?
So, another thing that I was reading about dreams was uh, I had issues of being back in my past that I was having a recurring dream, and I went months and months with the same exact dream every time, and every time I had to I had to go ask because at the time I didn't have a computer, didn't have a phone to search up what the dream was about. Was me being chased through a never ending hallway,
Mm.
and when I finally got to the end of the hallway, I burst into flames.
Oh.
Oh wow.
which the flames, it could mean multiple things, but because I personally burst into flames and I was running genuinely scared, and I woke up in a cold sweat, scared for my life every time I did this, and the fact that I died every time in the dream. What when I finally was able to get an answer from someone, I was running from who I was in my past, which was a very angry person.
Mm,
And the fire can represent purity or it can represent rage. There's
mm,
no in between with fire. Pure rage or pure, well, purity. So that was a eye opener for me as well. That my subconscious is telling me that I'm running from who I used to be, and at times you just feel like there's no escaping who you were.
Right. Mm, that's a rough one.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I've
Oh, and
never.
chat, just so you guys know, the two lights that you see here and here, I have a REM pod going active, and I have a K2 meter EMF sitting here on the fan. So if you guys see something start lighting up, or you hear a beeping sound, say something in chat because I might not hear it
Oh,
or
that's
see
true.
the EMF going off.
That'd be
So
creepy.
my main research that I did is just because I want to bring it up. I just want to talk to you guys about it.
Let's do it.
Um, so we're talking about dreams and like meanings behind dreams. But I decided to specifically look into two other types of dreaming that you can do. So the first one I'm going to talk about is lucid dreaming.
Mm, yeah.
So lucid dreaming is when you become conscious inside of your dreams and you start to take control around
Cough,
of your
cough, drip.
surroundings. Yep, of your surroundings, the characters, the narrative, the environment. Um, you can trigger it. It can just happen. So Draco, would you like to? Because I have my own stories of becoming conscious of my dreams, but yours are always interesting. So do you want to talk about your dream consciousness?
I can definitely talk about that. I lucid dream a lot now that I know what the name is. I do it very constantly. Let's see. I have quite a few. I think I want to go over my first time. My first time lucid dreaming, I was, I don't know, maybe 5 or 6. And I had a dream about walking in the neighborhood. Always used to walk to my friend's house. So, and then there was this girl we knew that lived on the corner. Well, I was dreaming that I was, headed down the street. And like midway walking down the street, I realized that I'm asleep, not actually walking to my friend's house. And I looked around and it was just quiet. When I came to in my dream, anyway, I realized I looked around. Everything looked like the block, but it didn't, there was no feel, no air, no nothing really at the time. But I kept walking. I kept walking and I was looking around the neighborhood. At first, it was cool, okay? First, it was amazing. And I was like, wow, I'm literally walking around my neighborhood. No one's around, going into houses. And after a while, panic set in. Like the idea of being alone and not seeing my family. And my heart just started beating. And I was like, oh my God, I'm trapped. I'm trapped. So I ran up the street and like I was like, where do I go? No one's home. I started yelling like if people were there. Started to panic really bad. And then I told myself, I said, calm down, you're dreaming. How many ways is there to wake up? People say splash water on your face, all these things. So I tried to go into one of the houses to splash water on my face, but like the water wasn't working, like no plumbing or anything was working in the houses. And so at that point, I really freaked out. And I'll never forget it. I'll never forget it because I could still feel my heart beat. I sat in the corner of a basement of the house and I just started rocking and I was just crying. And I was like, man, I'm never gonna make it out of here. I'm never gonna see my family again. And something was like, pinch yourself, pinch yourself. And I pinched myself as hard as I could. I woke up screaming so bad with my hand on my arm, still pinching myself as I'm screaming, waking up. And my mom busts in the room and she's like, what is wrong? I'm like, just had a bad dream, huh? Just had a very bad dream. I didn't want to lucid dream for a while after that, and that was right around the time I had my reoccurring falling dream right after that. But yeah, lucid dreaming is very interesting. What would you say about that? How does one gain consciousness inside of their consciousness? I'm curious.
So, let me see.
I know that you can purposely do it
Yeah, let me.
with certain spells and whatnot, but you can also accidentally.
Hmm.
Hmm.
Accidentally is very common.
Yeah, like now I can really do it. Like I can be in the middle of the dream and just gain consciousness.
Purposely, it is like some spell. I do believe. Ooh, shit, that was scary. I had a knife fall and almost land right on my foot.
Oh,
Oh,
That
no, that's not good at all. You
was
know,
scary.
it's a little scary.
take a little slice of ya with ya wherever you go.
Fucking ghost. And my temp dropped on my for the REM pod. It reads thermometer or temp drops or temp changes,
Hmm.
and it was saying that the temp's dropping in my room right now.
Holy cow.
That's not good.
That's like behind the scenes, you guys. Coming to our Instagram, you're gonna see some stuff. We had some
Oh yeah,
experiences.
oh
We've
yeah.
had
We
some
we had some
experiences.
experiences that we recorded after our podcast.
Hmm. Yep.
Mm.
So that's
Oh,
why
I'm
you guys
excited.
should definitely go to the link tree and follow all our social media so you can see all the behind the scenes stuff.
Yeah,
Um,
what we do.
so one of the big ways that people do it is they meditate before going to sleep, like chanting that while they're dreaming they're going to wake up.
Okay.
Um, I know, yeah, I know there is practices of how you can um, cause lucid dreams, but I was gonna share before I go over to the next one. The one and only time that I've lucid dreamed, because I will not let myself do it anymore. Like if I become conscious, I'll just play it off and I'm not, because it's scary. Um,
It's freaky.
but I was in a room. There was a door to my left, and I was sitting on a chair, I do believe, and like at a table in the room. And somebody walked in and they asked me a question. Couldn't tell you what they said because that was not the important part of the story. Um, and I was just kind of like, I don't know you. This can't be real. Some random ass person just walked in my house. So I was like, where are we? And the person just looked at me like, what? And I was like, where are we? Am I dreaming right now? And they like looked at me like dead eyed, and they were like, you're not supposed to be here.
Oh no. Oh no. No no
And
no
I was
no.
like, okay, wake up. So I won't let myself loose. Like, nope. If I become conscious, I play that shit off. Nope, that's scary. Like, you tell me I'm not supposed to be here. How the fuck did I get here? Where am I? Take me home. I don't want to be here.
Very scary
And
stuff
I've
right there.
heard horror stories of people becoming conscious in their dreams and talking to another person, and the
I have.
person like saying off the wall shit to them.
Hmm.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't want to do that. Thank you. I'm okay with regular dreams. Please no thanks.
Yep.
Um.
I could say I've never had a lucid dream. I mean, I've had some nights where people say that I scream in the middle of the night, and I don't remember what I was dreaming about.
Mm.
And there goes my not K2
Whoa.
REM pod again.
Yeah.
Here we
Okay,
go.
so my next one, which I have done many a times, is astral traveling.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Best way to explain it is an out of a body experience. You're in the
Hmm.
middle of sleep, wake up and you're hovering over your bed and you're watching yourself sleep.
Yeah,
Yep.
totally been there.
Yep. That is how I coped with my best friend passing away, is by astral traveling. Um,
Mm.
I have astral traveled and seen a portal in my bedroom. Uh, I have done regular astral travels where you wake up and you think you're awake and you're, across the room.
Hmm.
Um, they can also be terrifying. I have a lot to say about the astral realm. It is a scary place. Please don't do it unless you know what you're doing. If you accidentally astral project yourself, please go back to your body. It's not okay.
Yeah, because they say that if you don't return, most of the time you can pass away that way, really easily.
There's also things. They like so the same people that you can see when you're getting when you have sleep paralysis can also be seen when astral projecting.
Mm.
Mm.
But it's kind of creepier when you're watching them hover over your sleeping body.
Oh yeah.
But there's other things in the astral realm that want you when you're astral projecting. Um, so no,
so no.
just
Fine.
don't.
Let's go for an astral walk. Let's just do it.
Guys, my hands are right here.
I know you're watching it go off.
Yeah.
Stop it. You guys see my hands are right here. I was not touching it, nothing.
Oh, we have a visitor.
Oh,
We have a visitor. First guest of the night.
you guys seen it live.
You
Yeah.
also have to reach back and like actually be really close to
I
it.
mean, it's right there.
Yeah.
So something was standing right next to it, or next to you per se.
Oh, and also, guys, I wanted to ask about, or talk about, ask about, it's a part of lucid dreaming, but it's dreaming within a dream.
Oh, yeah.
Where you're like you in a dream and then you're like, now I need to wake up, and you wake up but you're still in a dream.
I hate
Yeah.
those. Oh god.
That's like aggressively
Never had
common. I read that too.
I've never
Mhm.
had that.
I have.
They call it false awakening, and
Mm.
it's like when your prefrontal cortex is partially activated. I don't know what that means, but I'll look it up.
It's part of your brain that's
Yeah, part of your
running
brain.
while you're asleep.
Mhm. Yep.
It didn't fully
And
shut down.
Mm.
yep. And it's like when you're at a new level of consciousness that you previously never had. So like it's kind of like activating that part of your brain. It's kind of cool.
Oh,
And
that
it could
doesn't
also
scare.
be a symbolized part of like something in your life changing or waking up to something in your life. So I thought that was pretty
I've
cool.
done that, dude. That shit
Pretty
is so
neat.
fucking weird.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I've
It's the
done that.
weirdest feeling in the world too. Cause
It's
you're
just
like,
weird.
I swore I woke up. Like, I know I should be awake. Nope, still here.
Didn't I get up and like vacuum a few seconds ago? What is going on?
Yeah.
I don't know. I wouldn't vacuum at 3 in the morning, but you know.
And like you like wake up and you're like even if like you're dreaming about something like you said like vacuuming and you go look and you're like I swear I did those dishes last night and you're like no you've been dreaming about that.
So I have a question for you guys.
I also
Hmm.
have a question. Ask your question.
Sleepwalking, what can cause it?
Yeah.
That one I've never done.
I don't know. I've never done that either. I know my cousin used to sleepwalk really bad when she was younger.
What do you think it's your brain still functioning when it's supposed to be shut down, or do you think it's something to do with uh, paranormal?
See, okay,
See, yeah.
so I'm gonna say I don't know, but I'm gonna give you an example. So my cousin used to sleepwalk when she was little, and the story that I remember the most is one time she woke up and was standing over my aunt while she was sleeping, and my aunt woke up and was like, go back to bed. You're up. What's going on? And she just kept yelling, "You're not my mother," at her.
Wow.
And like that's the biggest memory I have of my cousin sleepwalking. So I don't know, but it's terrifying.
That is.
That is very terrifying.
Because I mean I've never sleptwalked myself, but I've seen so many videos of it looking like they're like you would watch in Paranormal Activity,
Yeah.
the movies where they're just standing there looking down on your body while you're sleeping,
Yeah, no, that's literally what happens. Some people sleepwalk like that.
and you just
Some
sit
people
there,
will move around
yeah,
and like go out the house, and some people will just stand
Yeah.
or
in a location.
it's just it can be both ways that it's your brain still, which is crazy that your brain is that powerful
Yeah.
to just sit
Yeah.
there and run like that while you're asleep.
I'm
But
curious.
uh, could it also be a possession of some sort?
Mhm.
I'm gonna say I'm gonna go with possession, sir, to an extent. I'm gonna say like from what I'm just gonna say from what I think. What I think is if you're sleepwalking and yeah, you walk outside or you walk outside the door or you're walking around the house, that's one thing. But if you're standing there over
Oh,
somebody or talking to somebody, like while you're, I think that could be an entity on top of you or on top of the person. You know what I'm saying? Using their body to move and just watching. Like it would be watching you, like if it was in the room still watching you. You know what I mean? Type thing. Because we talked
okay. So
about.
I have the scientific definition or scientific of how it happens.
Let's go.
Mhm.
So it says sleepwalking, also known as that's some big words, is a phenomenon of combined sleep and wakefulness. It is classified as a sleep disorder. It occurs during slow wave stage of sleep in a state of low consciousness with performance of activities that are usually performed during a state of full consciousness. These activities can be benign, like talking, sitting in a bed, walking to a bathroom, consuming food, and cleaning, or hazardous as cooking, driving a vehicle. Oh my God, no!
Oh my gosh.
Violent gestures and grabbing at hallucinating objects.
Mm,
Although sleep, Although sleepwalking cases generally consist of simple, repeated behaviors, there are occasionally reports of people performing complex behaviors while asleep, although their legitimacy is often disputed.
mm,
Mm.
And
So
then they'll have no memory of it.
And also, like the causes is what I'm seeing is lack of sleep. That's the most common trigger for people with night terrors and sleepwalking. Illness, noisy or a new environment, stress, um, some medications, and sleeping with a full bladder. Oh,
sleeping with a
weird.
full bladder. We're not talking about pee dreams no more, okay? I'm talking.
So like you're sleepwalking because you have to go pee, but you can't find the toilet because you
Yeah, I know some people can also cause it by eating things that they're not supposed to eat in like a large consumption,
Holy
there you
shit.
go. Yep.
like right before they sleep. Like if you're not, you're not supposed to eat chocolate and you eat a shit ton of
Or like
chocolate before you go to
sugars.
bed.
Yeah.
Yep.
What?
I heard that too.
That's crazy. I'm still learning. I like this.
Um,
it could be a mixture of both. Then
yeah.
I couldn't imagine people sleepwalking and driving a car. That's
that'd
horrifying.
be scary. That'd be
That is
scary.
horrifying.
You just
you, you just pull up next to a guy and he's like this.
there's like
just just staring
Yeah.
into the abyss. You're like, oh.
Oh, dude.
I don't know. Has anybody dreamt about being naked?
Yeah.
I have.
Yeah,
Oh
I
yeah.
have too.
I've dreamt about being naked. I've dreamt about being the opposite sex. Um,
Well,
I've had reoccurring dreams of holding a baby, but I know what that means. I looked that up. Um,
So, like
trying to think if
being
I've had off
naked.
the wall dreams.
Yeah. Yeah.
okay,
Me
I'll
too.
tell you
And
guys
like
about
when
mine.
you posted that like the nine, I
Hmm.
was like, I've had all of those.
Right.
But honestly, like I was looking at the naked one because it happens to me a lot. Like
To me,
sometimes it's like
nearly
without
as often.
Freeing.
yeah, it's super weird. But the funny thing is when I looked it up, it's saying that you might feel like a phony or you're afraid of revealing your imperfections and
Mm,
shortcomings.
Oh.
I
Okay.
I
Uh,
agree with that one because
yeah.
when I had my naked dream, right? Okay, I have a fear of like being publicly naked, kind of, and fucking in my dream I was a full-on stripper. Okay, like I was doing like, and
Woo!
uh, I'm thinking to myself in the dream like, this is not
Such a
me.
dick.
I'm embarrassed, like so embarrassed, but I was just getting it. And then when I woke up, I came. It was funny. It was hilarious. And when I came to, I sat up at the front of the bed because I was going through with. I felt to me that that dream meant that I need to free myself and stop restricting myself um, to what I believe is the standard. I need to be more freeing and more open instead of being embarrassed. Because in the
Mm.
dream, even though I felt embarrassed, I felt free. I felt good knowing that I was able to actually show my body off, and I was showing it off in the best ways
See,
possible.
for
Okay, so
me, I was when I dreamt it, I was just taking off running down the street, just
Just
laughing,
drinking.
smiling. having a good time. I I wake up, I'm like, what the fuck was that dream? What?
Okay, so
Oh
my
god.
question for the group.
uh,
We've shared a lot of stories. We relate on a lot of things, but I want to know, um, have any of you guys? So we've talked about reoccurring dreams.
Mhm.
mhm.
Have you woke up at specific times for a repeated amount of days
Yes.
Yes.
Yes,
in the middle of the night?
Hmm.
yes.
What time did you wake up?
Me.
Mine's like 7, but I think
Mine,
that's more or less my internal clock
Okay.
mine's like
because
between 2 a.m. and 4 a.m.
when I was
Hmm.
working at Whirlpool, which is a factory that I used to work at where we built dryers,
Mhm.
I would be on for second shift and 7 o'clock, wake up, eat breakfast, play a couple games, then go to work.
Okay.
There's
Draco, what about you?
same. Mine normally when I have my reoccurring dreams, I waken up about 2, 3 o'clock, guaranteed, no problem.
So I wrote mine down. For about 2.5 weeks straight, I woke up at 3:01
Hmm.
every night
Yep,
on the
and
dot.
usually by the time I look at the clock, it would say like 3:15, or it'll say like 2:30. Like I'm like right in between 2 and 3.
Slept in compared to y'all.
Yeah.
Yeah. I always wake up at like 3. Like,
My body was like, "This is when the ghosts are out. Get the fuck up."
yep.
Yeah.
Like
What's
literally,
anymore?
I always wake up. I'll never forget when I was woke up by my grandma who passed away. It was the creepiest thing in the world. Uh, I I was supposed to get up and get ready for school, and I was in a dead sleep, and all of a sudden I heard something in my sleep, and then something hit me in my face, like flat on my face, and I was like, "What the fuck is that?" And I woke up, and I got up, and my mom opened the door, and she's like, "Oh, you're awake." I was like, "Yeah, because Grandma woke me up," and my mom just turned pale, okay, turned pale, and shut the door, all right, and shut the door. I got ready for work. We went back, went to school. I went to school, came home that day, and my mom got off from work. She called me in her room. She goes, "You said something to me this morning." I said, "Yeah, what?" She's like, "You remember telling me that you said your grandma woke you up this morning?" I was like, "Yeah, she did. She slapped me in the face." You know? And she said, she shook her head, and she goes, "Your grandma visited me last night as well. She was sitting at
Oh.
the foot of her bed when my mom had woke up. My grandma was sitting at the foot of her bed, telling her it's gonna be okay."
Mm.
That
Oh,
same
I have
night.
a question for you guys. Have you guys got woken up because you just had that sixth sense of, hey, something's right there?
Hmm.
Mhm.
Yes.
Let's hear about some of those instances.
Those are
Mhm.
those are my 3 o'clock wake ups when I feel like I'm
Mhm.
being watched.
Yep.
Like I'll
Yep.
get up and I'll feel something just looking at me like intensely, and I get it in real life. I just had it the other day. We were across the street at the parade, and I felt someone staring at me. And when I looked over, it was my nieces and nephews across the street. They had recognized me and they were staring at me. It's that same feeling that I get when I'm asleep and I wake up out of nowhere. It's that same intense feeling like yeah, you're looking at me, you're talking. I don't know what the hell you're doing, but I feel it. And I get that. I've woke up like that when I was young, and that's when the first time I seen the red eyes. That was the first time that ever happened to me. Is when I woke up being stared at. It was at my grandma's house. It was like early in the morning, and those red eyes. That was the first thing I seen. I opened up my eyes and I looked over at the. I don't know if you guys know what a VCR is. Does anybody know what a VCR is here?
Yep.
And I'm talking old
Oh,
school VCR.
great, Mike. She's well,
the
great,
the
Mike.
one with the
Great.
pop up
Yeah,
top. You
Rick's
know what I'm
she's
saying?
5 years older than I am.
Yeah. So uh, I looked over and the clock was flashing 3 o'clock on the freaking little display on the VCR.
It's like an 80s terror movie.
Yeah, it's dead. And my grandma, the whole house was pitch black. Okay, so you couldn't see shit except for that little green light just flashing. I look over, and it's like 3 in the morning, and I'm like, okay, that's weird. But I still felt that intense look. So I sat up on the couch and I looked forward to look down the hallway. There they are, bright as day. Big ol' eyes, right down in the middle of the hallway. Fucking threw the covers over my head, just
Mine,
shook.
mine was crazy, but it could be explained by there was just a single gust of wind at the exact time that I woke up. But I'm laying in bed. I'm at my uncle's house, I do believe. I wake up and I have the window open. It's summertime, so I have the window open. I wake up at like 4 in the morning because I feel something watching me. I look around. As soon as I open my eyes, just a huge gust of wind just blows over the bed that I'm laying on. And I'm like, what the fuck? Why am I awake? 5 in the morning. Why am I awake right now?
Yeah.
So off topic, you have 2 yellow dots in the corner of your screen, and they just freaked me out.
I have 2 yellow dots.
Yeah, in the corner of your screen,
This again.
and it freaked me out.
You guys can't wait to
This
see the behind
again?
the scenes. It was a long night for us.
Yeah, a very, very long night.
So
You heard the REM pod going off earlier,
yeah,
so
Yeah.
I
so
heard
I've
them
had
going off.
no, because that's supposed to be over right more. It's like directly behind him.
I don't see
Oh,
anything.
You never do. So I've had dreams where I've woken up and I've immediately heard my name whispered to me. Um, I
That,
have,
that's
yeah,
very creepy.
that's happened to me multiple times. I have, well, so when I was younger and I would wake up and I'd feel like somebody was in the room with me, I would get that like, I'm not gonna look, I'm not gonna look, just keep facing this way. And then as I got older, if I wake up and I feel like something's just, like staring at me, I will stare. I'll like, try to find it. Like, where are you? We're doing this. We're gonna stare at each other. You're gonna feel how I feel. But yeah, no, like when I wake up and I'm like, okay, that corner is like way darker than the rest of the room, I'll just stare at it like, okay, will it move? Are you going to move? Like, that's what I do. I'm like, we're gonna figure this out together, dude.
well, my most recent one was the one I already told you guys about. And I could have sworn it was just trying something. I don't know. It was trying to snatch me up, but like I had my arm yanked up in my dream, and I was over Draco, and he had yelled, "Tell it that you rebuke it." And I was like, I rebuke you," and like it let me go, and like this darkness kind of just like drifted away, and I woke up and I could not go back to sleep. So that was
Yeah,
like my most recent one. It was
that's
creepy.
horrifying.
It was
Yeah.
horrifying. I
Extremely
was
scary.
so scared. I
It's
was
like,
just
is it
like,
a dream? Were you awake? We will never know.
yeah, and it was almost like a lucid dream because I felt like I was conscious. I felt like I was awake, and I felt like everything was. It was just like the sleep paralysis, but I wasn't, like being held down. This time I was like getting snatched up, but it
And
was the
sleep
same feeling.
paralysis, we can go hours to talk about sleep paralysis,
Oh
especially
yeah,
our stories.
yeah,
So we were talking about like if you woke up and felt like you're being watched. Have you guys ever gotten so like aside from what you just said, have you ever been woken up to something happening to you, and
yes.
that's what caused you to wake up?
Yep.
I've heard voices. I've had like the blankets almost like ripped off of me.
I've had that one.
Like Grim said, wind. Like I've experienced a lot of that.
I've
Yes.
woken up to
Okay.
being touched.
I've I've woke up to being touched. I've woken up
Yep.
to a what felt like a stabbing feeling in my side,
Mm,
and then I go to look at it, and it looks like I have a cut. It felt okay, Draco.
yeah.
You know what I'm talking about by the white hot
Mm-hmm.
burning
Yep.
with a
Yep.
stab.
Yep.
That's what I felt in my side, like
Yep.
someone had just put a knife into my side,
Ugh.
and I woke up and there's a scratch down my side, just a single scratch, and it woke me up, and I would not go to sleep for the next 3 or 4 days after that.
Yeah. That's not fun being a. Do they call that a psychic attack or what is that? Because
Um,
I've been attacked too.
Well,
Well,
that's a
monsters say
that's a physical attack. Yeah, you
Yeah.
could be
monsters
Sorry.
say
psychically attacked, but that's a different thing.
Sorry. Yeah.
yeah.
yeah,
That is.
And then the
that's a
doctors are like, it's
physical.
self-inflicted because you're having a dream. You put
Yeah,
yourself.
and I scratched myself with no fingernails.
Yeah.
And
Exactly.
it didn't even break skin. It was, like my skin was still intact. It was underneath my skin.
Mm-hmm. No, maybe it was your toes. Maybe somehow your leg came all
Your
the way up and
toenails.
like you
You
scratched
found out you
yourself
were
on
real flexible that night.
Yeah, I'm real flexible. Well, I didn't go to the hospital. It hurt all day that day.
Yeah.
Dude, I was in high school at the time, and it hurt all day. It's like, God, my fucking side is killing me. And I just keep every time I just go to look at it, and I'm like, scratch is still there. It's like, what the fuck did that to me? And
Yeah.
and it didn't even break skin.
It just like you said, it bubbles up, but it feels like you've been stabbed, and it
Yeah,
bubbles up really good, and you're like, it shouldn't feel like that. I mean,
you get that white hot
mm-hmm.
burning.
And it's real deep and internal. Dinner's ready.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So that was one of the physical things that happened to me that woke me up that could not be explained.
What about you, Ray?
Well, I've been woken up to my name. I've been woken up to scratches. I've been woken up to the blanket getting pulled off. I've been pushed off my bed. I've had somebody like caress my face.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That no, oh
Yeah.
no, I don't like my head being touched anyways, and that would be. I'm moving out the fucking house right then and there.
Yeah.
I've lived in some haunted houses. I lived in haunted houses with friendly ghosts, and I've lived in haunted houses with aggressive poltergeists.
And she lives in houses with haunted dolls
I
now.
was about to say.
Oh, dude.
Well, the getting pushed out of
I
bed
have.
one is very. That one triggers me because I have been pushed out of the bed, and I know I didn't roll out that thing.
Yep.
And also, I found Draco on the side of the bed because he literally just like was on the side of the bed, and we had like this much space between the wall
Mhm.
one time, and there was like nothing there, but I don't remember why it was so far from the wall. But I just woke up to boom, like a big old thud, and I'm like, what? And I look over, and Draco's gone, and I'm like, are
Yep.
you okay? And he's just like kind of smashed into this little gap. He's like, I don't know what happened.
Yep. I so
Took
got,
one too many rolls.
I was
so got
like-
smushed off, man.
I couldn't stop laughing, but it was funny.
I told you
But
guys that running dream I had. I felt like when I woke, I like halfway woke up and halfway went back to sleep. But the weird thing about it is, I felt like something pulled my leg because when I came to, I was like falling off of my bed, like from the back. I don't even know how that could happen. It's not like it's a giant bed or anything. But that's when I like pulled myself back on the bed and I was like, no, I'm going back to sleep. And then that's when I ran into those deities. So,
Like you were trying to become conscious, and something was trying to keep you in.
it was just pulling too, like just grabbing by the leg. I almost hit the filing cabinet.
Because you're most vulnerable when you're asleep.
Yeah, they make sure that they like to touch and tap on you.
Yeah, all of my like aggressive sleep stories are from that house that I opened the circle and didn't close it.
that makes sense.
Don't do that. Rule number 1.
This is true.
Don't do that several times. Rule number 2.
And if you got to
Don't be-
rule number
don't be
3, it's
young
not
and
a good
dumb.
thing. It's not a
I had a box thrown at my head. It was a great time. I think I was like,
Go ahead.
I want to say I was like 14.
Crazy.
I posted some, I retweeted some stuff in the Twitter. You guys go check it out. There's a pizza cutter. This one freaks me out because you can see it clear as day on the camera. Chick standing there talking to another coworker, and there's a pizza cutter right there, and that shit just launched at her. And I'm talking launched. It didn't fall. It was up high. She's over here, like a good ways
No,
away.
it was
That
intentional.
motherfucker was like,
You want to talk about stuff being thrown everywhere? You guys missed out on spooky story before podcast today.
ooh.
Me and Ray
Oh.
was watching Twin Paranormal again today. Shout out to Twin Paranormal, absolutely amazing group of people that do paranormal investigations. But they had a ball sitting at the top of the stairs, and they're on the other side of the hallways. And they filmed it. It got kicked.
Yeah, the
Down
ghost just
the
walked by. I
stairs.
was like, fuck that wall. Just like,
Not
It's
once.
all yeet.
Not once either.
Yeah.
Later on, they put it back up there when they were getting ready to get more uh, to know what more is in there because they
Mhm.
had taken a break. They set everything back up, and the ball got kicked right back down the stairs within what 10 minutes
Yeah.
of them being
Jeez.
up there asking questions and all that, trying to figure out what the evil entity was in that was in the apartment slash restaurant or motel slash restaurant, whatever it was.
That is
Crazy.
Yeah,
fucking
it was a
awesome.
very crazy episode today.
Damn it, we missed. I was so passed out. Long night last night. Super long night.
I mean, early this morning.
Yeah, yeah, that too. I was talking to one of my buddies last night. I told him to join the podcast. You know, I was like, dude, you gotta check it out because me and him talk about things like this all the time, and demons and functions of God and where the doors are. And I told him he'd really enjoy because this is the shadow experience, you guys, and I hope you guys are enjoying because these are experiences that we all go through. And as you join our podcast, you'll see we will be diving further and further into this a lot more, deciphering, getting us all on the same page of understanding, and going out there and experiencing these experiences not only in our dreams but in real life, you know. And you'll see a lot of that on our. It's about to be on the Instagram. I'm gonna send that to you tonight, Ray Renee, so you can edit that up.
Okay.
I'm gonna chop it up though, so that way, because I've been having a little bit of issues trying to get it in the drive. But I want to thank everybody for being here today, and we're running into our last 30 minutes. So we take this time to open it up to you guys, the chat, your experiences, because this is also about you. This is why I love Twitch because it's interactive. So you have to be a part. You have to be interactive with it, and we ain't got no buttons to press, but you know we could throw you in here. Not noodles.
Yes, if there's anyone in chat, the first person to say something that they want to share an experience that they have had personally, or a loved one that they have that has experienced something. If you are in the Discord, join in the general chat. Let me know who you are, and I'll pull you into this call so you can share your experience of the paranormal. But yeah,
Do
dreams
it.
are dreams are crazy. Your brain is even crazier.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Brain is extremely powerful.
I will never fully understand what the brain does,
Yep.
like what it can
Never,
do.
we never will. That's
Oh,
one of
you're.
the biggest things that I love about it, though.
Yeah. You can't access
I
all
like
of it.
certain dreams. Like it gets so imaginative. Like I go into certain places, certain things that happen. And I'm just like, wow, there's no way. You know, you think you dream of things that are, but I dream of a lot of things that are impossible. It's like really kind of interesting to see
Yeah,
and
it's hard to wake her up.
experience.
She loves her dreams. She'll be like, "You interrupted my dream." I'm like, "Oh, my bad, my bad."
Let me go back to sleep.
Yeah.
Hey, leave me alone. I like this one.
I can see Draco waking up and ladies saying, "No, shut the fuck up, smack him with a pillow."
My favorite is when I get woken up in the middle of a dream that I'm enjoying and I just roll over and I stare at my fiance like, you fucking bastard. Because if I go to sleep right now, it's not going to continue the dream.
Yeah, as much as you want it to happen,
Try to burst into flames with your
like,
stairs.
Just ignite.
mhm.
Oh, I want to bring this up just real quick while we're waiting for somebody to join in the chat. Do you remember that time of the when people were instant combusting? Parasite Eve did a
Hmm.
good job on like touching that subject in the game. I really love that game, by the way. That game was amazing, phenomenal series, awesome. But it's a real thing, like people just bursting into flames, dude. I always thought that was weird, and at the time, I don't think I even researched it. Now I've got myself intrigued again. I think I'm gonna go research it a little bit because that's an interesting phenomenon or whatever
Oh
was
yeah,
occurring.
for sure.
That's a unique one to me, like real unique. I
Well,
just
if no one wants to jump in to share a story this time, I want to give a huge shout out to everyone that followed today. We got Cozy Pigeon, Knox Room, and the Panda. Thank you guys so much for following
the
today.
panda.
Greatly appreciate you guys. I've had my fair share of paranormal, having being a practicing Wiccan. Well,
Aw.
Angie, if you want to join the Discord, and want to share one of your stories, I will move
Yeah.
you into the call, and you can share one of the stories.
The
The Discord
practicing
should be
Wiccan.
in the link tree. If not, I can put a uh, thing in there, so I can invite. I'm
We're
gonna
talking about
make
that.
a unlimited, and then I'm gonna post it in here. Everyone join the Discord. This is the Shadow Experience Discord as well. Make sure you're also joined into the what am I think? The Potato Bomb Squad Discord.
PBS. Definitely, you guys. Also, we put ideas, topics, and I believe Ray Renee is working on getting people to join in the social media and put your experiences on there, which will during this time as well. If we don't have anybody that wants to share, you can always post it in there, and then we'll go over it and read it. Just let us know your name, and we'll let everybody know your experience.
Apparently, can I join Discord? Not an
Uh,
appropriate place for it. Okay.
okay, totally understand. I wouldn't want to take a call in the bathroom either. Oh wait, no, I'm just kidding.
I wasn't. I'm not gonna go there.
Turn that one.
Not
I
gonna
mean,
go there.
if you want to share it in chat, we can
Yeah, if you want
read
to
it if you want to
type
do it
in
that way.
chat, we can. Yeah,
Yep,
we can do it that way too.
But yeah, I'm gonna blast our
How'd you know?
I'm gonna blast our email. So if people want to email us some stories, we can read them during our.
Yeah, absolutely.
yeah,
Mhm.
that'd be great.
And
That'd be
we are
really good.
working on the bot to get that fixed. I know last week it wasn't fixed. I finally got the PBS link fixed. I had a Discord notification.
We got to stop letting our bots drink on the job. You know
I know I gotta stop drinking on the job. I'm sorry.
what? Shot time? What? No.
So I know we've talked about eventually getting to the point where we can live stream from a haunted location. I have a place that's very very close to my heart. And I would like to take you guys. And it's not so much like haunted, like the location isn't haunted, but there's a specific part of it that's it's got some vibes. So the graveyard that my family's buried
Mm.
Oh,
in,
wow.
the
I
town,
have a graveyard as well that I would like to go to.
the town that I grew up in, had a witch back in the old days, who they burned alive in her home.
Wow.
And family buried her, what they in a sentimental way more than physically. And the plot that they dedicated to her, a tree grew from, but the tree grew hollow on the inside, and you can step inside of it. But we had legends growing up that if you stepped, because people were terrified of it, but if you stepped inside of the tree, she would pull you down to hell with her. Like, that's the huge legend of her tree. Every
Oh.
time that I go to her tree, I feel so many emotions. Like, she's a very angry spirit, understandably. But she has a lot of sorrow. And the last time that went there, I fully opened myself up to her, and I almost passed out walking back to the car because I had so much energy.
Oh jeez.
There's
Wow.
a graveyard nearby where I live in my town, actually, that's home to the Gypsy's Grave, which was also a Wicca
Holy cow.
that practiced Wiccan, and the the whole lore behind it is if you go to visit her, you leave a penny because copper was how you paid gypsies back in when gypsies were a legitimate thing.
Yeah.
And she won't haunt you, or she won't attach to you if you leave copper down on her grave. And
Holy
when
cow.
you go there, you just see pennies everywhere over on her grave.
That's
A
crazy.
lot of people come to visit where she's at. So I would like to bring you guys over here to do something over there as well.
Okay. Yes. Excellent.
Definitely.
So we got some great cemetery live investigations that we want to do.
Yep.
We also have some actual haunted locations
Yep.
that we want to do live for you guys. But we need to take off the ground for us to be able to do that.
Yep.
To be able to finance the trips and everything else and the equipment. I mean,
equipment.
I have some equipment with me, but I don't have everything that I need to do live investigations.
And we will get there. Because we will. A haunted location where my family is actually buried in. It's a well-known haunted cemetery. So it looks like we're going grave robbing. I mean, what did I say that?
Grave
Oh,
robbing?
we're not doing that.
No, not robbing. Not
Listen, I have
Not
enough
doing that.
bad
That's
experience with graveyards. You don't need to do that.
He said that's illegal.
You didn't hear that. We're not Tomb Raiders. No, just playing.
But we do have some haunted locations lined up for when we do
Mhm.
get all the equipment and the funds to finance the trips for all of us. Because we're in separate states, but all in the states.
Yes.
Nudes, do you have a
He said, what?
paranormal
Or
experience? that
dream
you wanna
story.
share?
You can even just talk
Or
about like off the wall
story.
dreams.
A reoccurring dream that you've had, if you want to
Mhm.
stick with the theme of today. Or if you guys just want to say something kind or criticize our podcast today.
Let me cry.
Let me get my napkins out.
I don't cry.
He looked at Oh
Hmm.
god. He said, I don't cry.
But
That it's all good.
Oh, has anybody seen any like reoccurring words or numbers?
Wrath,
Oh
Yeah.
yeah.
Wrath,
Yeah.
RAF.
Yeah. So for context for people, after our last live that we did, we decided, we're just gonna hang out for a few hours, have some conversations. And Grims did some spirit boxing.
No. What started it first was
Yeah.
saying they see sparkling behind.
Oh yeah. We kept seeing twinkling lights like all around him, kind of like a halo or wings. It was
Yeah, it was weird.
creepy.
So weird.
So yeah, you did spirit boxing, and you got RAF, the word RAF, like 4 separate times.
Yep.
And then I tweeted on our Twitter, and a medium commented on it and said,
About Wrath Woodbridge.
yeah.
Which we
How
didn't
about
get a hold
how
of.
about we talk about, you guys want to talk about something creepy? How about we talk about RAF?
Which we do. I would like to get them onto the podcast at some point in time if we can get a hold of them.
That's a good idea.
Okay, there's Vigilante put in a story. So the cemetery or the forest surrounding it is a hot spot for satanic worship rituals. There is an angel statue in the center, and legend states that if you go to the statue and the head is missing, you should run. The night I gave up Wicca, myself and some friends went to the cemetery to investigate. And as we approached the statue, the head was intact. We got close, and as we got closer, we could hear voices coming from the forest and footsteps running towards us. Ooh.
Bruh.
Oh, man.
Bruh.
Reading that sent chills down my
Bro.
spine. I've never jumped through a car window before that night.
You just dive in.
Like,
Oh, fuck this shit, I'm out.
like fuck physics.
But yeah,
That's
that
creepy.
that gave me chills.
That would
So-
give me chills.
reading that out loud gave me chills. That's crazy.
So the idea of going to places that, like, it's known that satanic worshipers go there. That freaks me out, just for the simple fact that you could be like, okay, I'm gonna go there and investigate, it's a haunted location, but you don't know if someone's already there, someone could come up on you. But that's the same thing if you investigate any location, like especially if it's abandoned.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's like, I can deal with
So
The
if I
not
ever-
alive people,
when
but
we-
the
when we
alive
go to
people.
abandoned locations, I will be going strapped with me as well.
Hmm.
That way, if there is someone there, we have a means to protect ourselves.
Oh yeah.
If a human sacrifice
Um,
is about to happen.
If
I had a
humans have-
story.
Yeah, I ain't
Story left me. Hold on. I get the story back. Oh, so you guys have heard the legends of Crybaby bridges. They're like fucking everywhere now. The
Yeah.
legend was in a specific location at one point, and now every state has a Crybaby bridge.
There's multiple here in Ohio. I think the original one came from Salem, Ohio.
I thought it was Ohio. So I'm from Indiana. We have a location in Indiana that's called the Crybaby Bridge. That I was taken to when I was younger. And ours is you drive into the covered bridge and you park your car, and then stuff will happen to your car, and you're crying, blah blah blah, all that stuff. Um, the people that I'm with decided to act like they were gonna get out of the car and wait till I got out of the car, and then locked all the doors and started to drive down the bridge and leave me alone on the bridge. And I've never ran so fast in my life because I could hear somebody running after me,
Oh,
and
Thing
I'm
is about-
young.
Thing is about crybaby bridges, and it's easy to debunk as well for hearing the crying sounds, because there's a lot of animals, cats in particular, that mimic the crybaby sound.
Mhm.
Bobcats are really known for it. That's how they trap
Yeah.
their prey.
They could sound like a baby.
that's crazy.
Let me tell you something. If I seen a bobcat and it started crying like a baby, I'm gonna try to go in its mouth and find the baby.
I'm gonna drop kick that so hard.
I would drop kick it. Like, F the
Ultimate
baby.
murder.
I
Die.
know.
Ultimate
There's no
murder.
fighting a bobcat.
I know,
Hey,
for
that
real.
girl's in you is kitty.
You know me too well. I would try to tame it. I need to give it love. It
Right.
just needs love.
Like, baby, you wanna go home? He's a good kitty. Who dropped you off out here?
Oh god.
Oh, you're a big kitten. All right.
You're bigger than my cat. Let's go.
Hey, my little cats have bird mittens, so.
Oh god, that's so fucking funny. That is so
I
fucking
saw that
funny.
meme before. It's like a bobcat and just like white women. Like, she's like, kitty. God, that's so funny.
Oh
It's
man.
so true though.
It is so true. Literally. But if it's crying like a baby, I don't know. Like she said, I'm gonna drop kick that.
That's scary.
Nah, you wouldn't find me there. I'd be the first one gone.
Right?
I'm running
Right.
today.
No, she's gone.
Would be
It's like
gone.
faster than a
I
bobcat.
would be the cartoon dust dust of my
Jeez.
apparition, just standing there. I'm gone. I'm already in New Mexico.
Well,
that's so great.
Down a river without a paddle, I just have to be faster than you. I already told I told my grandma when I was younger, I was like, if a zombie apocalypse ever happened, you're the first person I'm tripping. I'm just gonna get you out of the way, and I'm good. You'll take one for the team, Grandma. I'm sorry.
You lived a long life. You'll be
You're the
fine.
first sacrifice. I'm sorry. But Draco, we're rolling up on
Yep.
time to end.
Let's do it.
You want to close this out?
So you guys, we greatly appreciate you coming in. Thank you guys for the follows today. Dat Panda, Cozy Pigeon, as well as Vigilante. Thank you for first time commenting in here.
I mean,
saying
you know,
noodles.
if you want to do that.
And at Noxrun. Appreciate that follow as well. You guys have been great tonight, and I appreciate, big round of applause for our hosts in here, my fellow hosts around, Grimm's Hellhound, Lady Stay High, Ray Renee. You guys are amazing.
Golf claps. Golf claps.
I'm so
Snaps.
happy to do this with you guys and go
Snaps,
through
yeah.
this shadow experience with you guys. So we will be tuning in, I believe, next week as well, and hopefully we will, like we said, please get to the email. Share your experiences so we can talk about those and
Did you
read
post
those
the email
online.
in?
I'm going to.
So
Lady is the next host. So, Lady,
Do you know what you're going to talk about?
What we're going to talk about next?
I have no idea.
I have the raid typed up too, Draco.
okay, perfect.
I'll have to let you guys know. I haven't thought of anything quite yet.
We'll tweet it out
Um,
as soon as she thinks
yeah.
about it.
As soon as
Yeah.
she rolls it
I'll
out.
have a subject. I have a couple ideas, but I don't know which one I'm gonna do yet. So
Don't wait till Friday to tell us, please.
Yeah.
Aw, man. I was gonna say Saturday, but that's okay.
Okay, so Grim, you have the raid up.
I have the raid up now. Up. We cannot raid. Why can we not raid? Is it in our settings?
Here,
Let
I'm
me
gonna
check our
try.
settings real
I
quick.
can raid.
Gordon.
You can raid?
I can raid.
Okay.
Who did you have in mind to raid?
Green Hornet.
That's
Green
who I was
Hornet.
gonna raid too. All right, you guys. So that was the Shadow experience. Oh no,
Is it?
it said I can't raid. You are unable to raid Green Hornet at this time.
I'm just gonna wave.
Are you serious?
I'm looking to see if there's a.
He said, "Are you serious?"
How do I turn on raids?
I was about to say it just never had that problem before.
I
If there's anyone that knows how to turn raids on, please let me know. Raid channel.
didn't know that was a thing. I didn't have to do anything
Start raid. You
before.
are unable to raid Green Hornet at this time. Why can we not raid? Well, I guess we're just gonna end stream. I'll post Green Hornet's link in the chat.
Yes.
Guys, go check him out. Say it's a raid from us.
Yeah, sorry,
Try it
Green.
with backslash. You want to try it that way? Okay.
I
Raid.
did it from the command. It's not command. The streamer dashboard itself. And it
Yeah,
didn't
that's
let
what I
me.
did too.
Let me try one more thing real quick.
I'm gonna have to look into this because yeah, that's weird.
It's weird.
Okay.
Do we put a space between that?
Yeah, no. Raid settings do not allow you to raid at this time.
Oh wow.
Raid.
Cool.
Yep.
That's
That's
awesome.
the thing. Okay. So that's a very interesting look. You learned something new on the Shadow experience again.
It's alright, we'll get it.
um,
Bye, Nat Noodles. Thank you for being here.
we greatly appreciate you guys and all the
Appreciate it.
love. I'm looking into it right now as well. So I guess we would just close this out, you guys. Thank you guys for being here. Thank you for the love, and we will catch you guys next Sunday on Ladies Stream. So 6:30 Mountain Time, 8:30 Eastern Time. Everybody's still trying to figure out the settings right now.
Yeah. It's crazy.
Sucks.
Yeah, that'd have been awesome.
Catch you guys next time. Peace.
Bye.
Bye.